Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It feels so good to be back. So, while preparing for an examination for antenna and wave propagation, there are a few topics that you must go through. There are a few important topics that you must never skip. What are those topics? Well, my name is Rishi Remju and welcome to the Backbench Engineering community where I make engineering easy for you. So, what are those important topics that you must go through while preparing for an examination for antenna and wave propagation? Well. So these are the important topics that we must go through. Please don't get scared by seeing this. I'll break it down for you guys so that you can easily go through each of these topics and ensure if you guys have gone through these topics. So I leave the link to each of the video lectures of these topics down in the description. So if you haven't gone through either one of these topics, feel free to go down to the description and go through those videos. So first let us start with section C. So now these are the important topics that you have to go through from section C. So first you have to have a basic understanding of what you refer to as a helical antenna and the structure, the working and the two different modes of operation. So now after helical antennas, then you must go through the two topics, which is a tropospheric scatter propagation and duct propagation, which are clearly explained in the video lectures. I'll leave the link down in the description. And then you have to have a brief understanding of what you mean by the radio wave propagation and the different modes under radio wave propagation. Then you have to have a brief understanding of what you refer to as skywave propagation, and under skywave propagation what you refer to as the maximum usable frequency and the derivation for the refractive index. I've done this as 3 separate videos. I'll leave the link to all the 3 videos down in the description. Then you have to have a brief understanding of what the different abnormalities are of the ionosphere. Then you have to go through log periodic dipole array, the basic principle of operation and the structure of a log periodic dipole array. Then the different fading and diversity techniques that are used in the case of communication. And then you have to have a brief idea of space wave propagation and the derivation of the LOS distance or the range in the case of space wave propagation. I've clearly explained that in the video lecture series of space wave propagation. And lastly, you have to have a brief idea of what you refer to as a rectangular patch antenna. So if you guys go through all these topics, these are the most important topics from section C. You must never skip these topics from section C. So if you go through these topics from section C, you will be able to score a pretty good decent mark from section C. Now let us go into section B. So now it is in section B that we are dealing with an array of antennas. It is in section B that we are dealing with an array of antennas. So here first we have to go through a linear array of n isotropic point sources. I have clearly explained that concept in the video lecture series of that. I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. Please do check that out. Then we have to have a basic idea of what you mean by a parabolic dish antenna, a rhombic antenna, horn antennas and Cassegrain antennas. Then you have to have a really pretty good understanding of principle of pattern multiplication. That is a sure question. Please do have a clear understanding of the principle of pattern multiplication. I leave the link to that video in the description below. Please do never skip this. This is a very important topic. Then go through the field of two isotropic point sources. Then after that you have to have a basic simple idea of what you refer to as beam steering, that is steering the direction of the beam. So that is the next thing that you have to go to. Then after that you have to have an idea of a binomial array of antennas, then what you refer to as a traveling wave antennas, and simply the design of an end fire and broadside antennas. So if you go through all these are the most important topics from section B. You must never skip these topics. These are the must go topics from section B. And now finally from section A, the first thing, the obvious thing that you have to go through is state and prove reciprocity theorem. This is a frequently asked question. And now after reciprocity theorem, then you have to go to and understand the concept of the retarded potential. I've clearly explained the concept of retarded potential in the lecture series of this. If you guys haven't checked that out, I'll leave the link to that video in the description below. Please do check it out. And after that, you have to have an idea of the antenna temperature. Then the field and the radiation resistance of a half wave dipole. I've clearly explained that also. Then you have to have just a basic idea of defining what you refer to as various parameters like efficiency, gain, directivity, wave polarization, radiation resistance, etc. So I've clearly explained these as well. Then the measurement of the radiation pattern, that is also a pretty good topic. Then the beam solid angle and the directivity, the derivation of the beam beam solid angle. This topic is also clearly explained in the video regarding the beam solid angle. If you guys haven't checked that out, please do check it out. Then the gain and the impedance measurement. I've done this as two separate videos. One is for the measurement of gain and the other one is the measurement of the impedance of a particular antenna. If you guys haven't checked that out, please do check it out. And then finally, the various antenna field zones. So these are the must-go topics. You must never skip these topics. So if you guys go through all these topics from these three sections, that is section A, section B, and section C, and if you guys go through all these topics, then you guys can score a pretty decent mark for your examinations. These are the must-go topics. You must never skip these topics. So there are a few other topics as well which are not here in this. If you guys have gone through all these topics, please do go through the remaining topics as well. It is always best that you have a clear idea of the entire syllabus. But to the few of you people who haven't started preparing or who are just in the process of preparing for it, make sure that you have gone through all these topics from each of these sections. And if you have gone through these topics, then you can have a pretty good score for your antenna and wave propagation examination. So these are the most important topics that you must never skip. So the best way to study antenna and wave propagation is to have your own understanding of the concepts. Have a clear understanding, a clear idea of the concepts. Please don't by heart the concepts and try to implement it there. That won't be of any use. Please try to understand what the concepts are, and that would help you in your examinations and as well as in your future career option. So please make sure that you have gone through these topics so that you could score a pretty good grade for your antenna and wave propagation examination. So I hope you guys found this video informative and wishing you guys all the very best for your examinations ahead. So I hope you guys now have a clear understanding of what the must-go topics from antenna and wave propagation are. And if you guys found this video informative, do hit the like button and join this community by hitting that subscribe button. We'll be discussing about the further topics in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.